the line, ready to serve. They don't need to cheer. No one's talking to you. She's talking to me, okay? I haven't started. Your team is chanting, I'm too old for these mind games, okay?
Belinda Bencic was up a set and stepping to the line, serving with full control of that match. She had the momentum, no question about it. She had the experience on her side, too. Honestly, everything was lining up perfectly for her. Then hold up, she suddenly accused Coco Gauff and her team of playing mental games. She straight up told them to shut up. Even said she was too old to be dealing with this nonsense. Girl, please. So what happened next? Listen to this. Bencic completely fell apart and lost brutally. And you won't believe this because the internet still hasn't stopped buzzing about it.
Gauff getting into a bit of an altercation during that changeover, and Bencic accusing Gauff's team of cheering when she's beginning to serve. Bit of niggle there.
Yeah, it was quite a heated exchange, the changeover.
Before we get into this, I've got to ask, do you think Bencic truly felt disrespected, or was she just heated and searching for someone to point the finger at? Drop your takes in the comments right now. All right, listen to this, because what went down at the 2025 China Open was wild, and that Coco Gauff versus Belinda Bencic matchup was supposed to be strictly about tennis. Instead, girl, it turned into a full-blown soap opera.
It was a little tempter for Gauff, and she met it.
And we know with you, Elliot, that you can't drop shot against Coco Gauff. She's always there, and most of the points she's winning whenever opponents are drop shotting against her. She's too quick. Well spotted again from Gauff.
The date was September 29th, 2025, and we were in the fourth round of the China Open in Beijing. Coco Gauff, the defending champ and world number 3, was facing Belinda Bencic, the 15th seed, who's been on a strong comeback run after maternity leave. On paper, this matchup looked like a straight-up banger, two skilled players clashing, and for a moment it really lived up to that hype. Bencic came out aggressive, like she had something to prove. She rattled off 5 games in a row and snatched the first set, 6-4. Meanwhile, Coco was clearly struggling with her serve. She had already piled up multiple double faults at that point. Things were not looking good at all for the American. Listen to this. Then the second set started, and that's exactly when everything went completely sideways.
Not sure what is complained about from Bencic. Probably from the reaction after the point, I think, from Gauff's box or the fans.
At 2-3 in the second set, Bencic was up to serve. She was still clearly heated. Even so, she was actually in a solid position. All she needed to do was hold serve and keep the pressure right where it was. But instead, she floated a sloppy drop shot that Coco ran down and flipped into a clean winner. The crowd reacted, Coco's team reacted, and that's when Bencic completely lost it. She started waving toward Coco's player box, demanding they stay quiet, claiming they were cheering before she even served. She went as far as comparing them to under 12 tennis kids. And then came the moment that blew up everywhere. She flat out told Coco's team to shut up. Now here's the part people keep missing. The stadium was basically empty. There were hardly any fans in the seats. That meant every little noise felt louder. Every clap, every shout echoed. You could clearly hear both teams backing their players. Coco pushed back, saying, "There's nobody in the stadium. It's been so respectful." And that's when Bencic took it even further. She went straight to the chair umpire and doubled down, claiming Coco's team was distracting her, cheering as she was about to serve. She explained, "When the point is over, it's fine. I don't care. But when I'm at the line ready to serve, they don't need to cheer." Coco tried to jump in. She tried to defend her team. Listen to this. And Bencic snapped right back. "No one's talking to you. She's talking to me. Okay, I haven't started. Your team is chatting. Am I too old for these mind games? Okay? Too old for mind games." And yes, she said that to a 21-year-old who was literally just trying to play tennis.
But it's interesting from Bencic to go on about it when she's on the move, she's on the run, she's set and 4-3 up, and she's having a bit of a momentum to just not kind of leave it. And
the clip exploded online almost instantly, and people seriously couldn't believe what they were watching. A 28-year-old Olympic gold medalist telling a Grand Slam champion that she was too old for this while actively losing had everyone stunned. And you already know people were waiting on Coco's response. According to several reports, she fired back with the perfect clapback. She told her, "You're the one playing the mind games." Mic drop. But this is where the instant regret part really comes in, because right after that entire confrontation, Bencic actually broke Coco's serve. She went up 4-3. For a brief moment, it looked like her outburst worked, like it really got inside Coco's head. And Coco later admitted that herself in the press conference. She said that immediately after that next game, she was frustrated and hit 3 double faults. 3 double faults in one single game. That's how rattled she was. But then something shifted. Coco said she told herself, "Okay, I don't want to lose anymore after this point." She locked in, she focused, and turned that frustration into fuel. Meanwhile, Bencic kept complaining. She kept going back to the chair umpire. She kept letting the situation live rent-free in her head. And while she stayed upset, Coco stayed busy winning points. The second set went to a tiebreaker. Coco won it 7-4. And when that tiebreak ended, Bencic was so frustrated that she smashed her racket on the ground, throwing it down in pure rage. That was basically the match right there, because Bencic was mentally checked out after that. The third set wasn't even close. Coco steamrolled her 6-2. Final score 4-6, 7-6, 6-2. Think about that for a second. Bencic went from being up a set with all the momentum in the world to losing the match because she picked a fight she never needed to pick. That's instant regret in its purest form. Renee Stubbs, former doubles world #1 and now a respected tennis commentator, broke it down perfectly on her podcast. She said, if you're winning a match and you're in a winning position, which Bencic was at that point, upset and in the second set, you just have to go and play. She added, you do not want to add fuel to somebody's fire, especially someone like Coco, and get her into battle mode, which she did in that second set. And that's exactly what happened. Bencic lit a fire under Coco. She gave her a reason to get angry. She gave her something to fight for beyond just winning a tennis match. Coco even admitted that herself. She said, "I think I can sometimes play a little bit better when I'm annoyed." So yeah, congratulations, Belinda. You annoyed her and then she beat you. Now let's talk about the aftermath, because the press conference was almost as interesting as the match itself. When Coco sat down with reporters, she explained everything from her point of view. She said she didn't actually hear everything Bencic said during the match. Her team had to explain it to her afterward. "Yeah, I mean, I knew she said something to my team, but I didn't know exactly what," Coco said. She explained, "They told me she said shut up. I didn't hear it, so I can only go based on what they said." She continued, "I guess she was upset about them cheering. For me, the stadium is silent, so you hear both teams." Then Coco made it clear she wasn't letting it completely slide. She said, "I was telling her to be respectful. I've been nice with her team off court. We've been nice with each other. I just didn't like that comment toward my team." And notice how composed that was. She didn't escalate. She didn't trash talk Bencic. She just stated the facts. She said she didn't like the comment, but also acknowledged that they moved on. We moved on after that. I haven't spoken to her since. She's entitled to how she felt, and I'm entitled to how I respond. That right there, that's what handling a situation like a true professional looks like. She's only 21 years old, yet she handled that drama better than most people twice her age. But here's the part that really highlighted Coco's character. Even after all of that chaos, she still showed respect for Bencic as a player. She said she obviously has a lot of respect for Belinda, that she's a great player who's coming back and playing strong tennis as a mom. She admitted she wished that moment had never happened, but also accepted that it did. Notice that energy. She wasn't celebrating the drama. She wasn't trying to turn it into a rivalry or manufacture beef for social media clicks. She just wanted to play tennis and move forward. That's the difference between someone locked in on winning and someone who got sidetracked by their own frustration. Now let's talk about the reaction, because the tennis world and fans went absolutely wild over this. Social media was on fire. One fan wrote, "If she didn't complain, she would have won this match. I can't with her. She really should have won." Another said, "She went on to lose this game." And someone else added, "By the way, if you're complaining to the chair umpire, you've already lost the mental battle." Another fan summed it up perfectly, saying, "Yo, this is crazy. It's never that serious." Now, to be fair, some fans defended Bencic's frustration. They argued that Coco's team was too loud and that it was valid to be annoyed by noise during your service mission. Tennis is supposed to be quiet. The server is supposed to be respected. That part is fair. But here's the other side of it. The stadium was basically empty. There were barely any fans there. Both teams were cheering for their players. If you could hear Coco's team, you could hear your own team too. This wasn't some massive hostile crowd trying to throw Bencic off her game. And more importantly, even if the cheering was irritating, the way Bencic handled it made everything worse. Telling your opponent's team to shut up is not the move. Accusing a 21-year-old of playing mind games when you're clearly the one rattled is not the move. You know what would have been the move? Winning the match. Taking that frustration and channeling it straight into your tennis. That's what champions do. That's exactly what Coco did after Bencic lit that fire. And speaking of champions, this win meant way more for Coco than just moving on to the quarterfinals. With this victory, she officially locked in her spot at the 2025 WTA Finals, the season-ending tournament featuring the best players in the world. That's a huge accomplishment, especially considering this match could have easily gone the other way. She also extended her winning streak in Beijing to 9 straight matches. Her overall record at the China Open is now 13 wins and just 1 loss. She's basically untouchable there. And heading into the quarterfinals, where she was set to face Eva Lies of Germany after her upset over McCartney Kessler, Coco's mindset was clear. Focus on tennis, not the drama. As for Bencic, this loss definitely stings, but it's still part of her larger comeback story. She welcomed her daughter, Bella, in April 2024 and returned to the tour with something to prove, determined to show she still belongs among the elite. And honestly, taking a set off the world number 3 and competing the way she did proves she still has plenty left in the tank. That said, this match is going to be a lesson. Sometimes the mental side matters just as much as the physical side, and on this day, her emotions got the best of her. The tennis world hasn't stopped debating this moment, and the bigger conversation now centers on coaching and support teams. How far is too far during a match? The WTA has relaxed coaching rules in recent years, allowing guidance during changeovers and between sets in an effort to make matches more engaging and strategic. But there's still an unwritten rule about decorum. You're not supposed to shout during points. You're not supposed to distract your opponent. So where's the line? Was Coco's team crossing it? Based on everything we saw and heard, probably not. They were cheering after points, which is completely normal. The stadium was quiet, which made every sound feel louder than usual. Bencic was already frustrated after missing shots, and she aimed that frustration at the easiest target. That's what happens when you're losing and searching for an explanation. You find one, even if it's not really there. The irony is wild, because by accusing Coco of playing mind games, Bencic ended up being the one playing them. She was trying to get Coco's team warned or penalized. She was trying to create a distraction. She was trying to knock Coco off her rhythm. And it worked for about one game. Then it backfired in a big way. Coco's reaction said everything. She pointed out that the quiet stadium made the situation feel bigger than it really was. She downplayed the drama and refused to turn it into a feud. With no real crowd noise, everything just felt amplified. That's perspective. That's someone who understands that matches get heated, emotions flare, and people sometimes say things they later regret. She's not holding a grudge. She's not plotting revenge. She's moving forward. The two players shook hands at the net and kept it cordial. Whatever happened during those 2 hours and 31 minutes stayed on the court, but the internet doesn't forget. Bencic's "I'm too old for these mind games" line is gonna follow her for a while. Every future matchup with Coco will bring it back up. Every complaint will be compared to this moment. That's the price of losing your cool on a big stage. The cameras are always rolling. Clips go viral. Your worst moments live forever. For Coco, this is just another chapter in her evolution as both a player and a public figure. She's been under scrutiny since she was 15. Her serve, her attitude, her fashion, everything has been picked apart. And she's learned how to handle the spotlight better than most. She's only 21, with years ahead of her. Grand slams to chase, rivalries to manage, controversies to survive. If she keeps handling them like this, she'll be just fine. As for Belinda Bencic, her comeback continues. She's a talented player who made a mistake in the heat of competition. It happens. The key now is learning from it and moving on. But let's be honest, the instant regret was clear. She was winning, she picked a fight, she lost the mental battle, then she lost the match. That lesson is gonna stick. Tennis is a lonely sport. You're out there by yourself, managing emotions, energy, and focus alone. And when you let your opponent get in your head, or worse, when you get in your own head, the results speak loud and clear. Coco Gauff didn't just win the match, she won the narrative. She stayed composed, she defended her team without getting petty, she played better when annoyed, and she walked away with another win at a tournament she clearly owns. Belinda Bencic learned a tough lesson. Don't poke the bear, especially when that bear is a 21-year-old Grand Slam champion who plays even better when she's mad. That's the full breakdown of what went down between Coco Gauff and Belinda Bencic at the China Open. Bencic accused her of playing mind games, lost the match, and gave us one of the most talked about moments of the tennis season. Coco keeps winning on and off the court. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate every single one of you.